Tokyo is often portrayed as a clean, safe, and highly organized city. But beneath the neon lights and bullet trains lies a hidden issue: homeless teenagers. And this is not just a Tokyo issue or a Japan issue, it's a global problem that demands our attention. In this video, we explore the causes behind teen homelessness in Tokyo, why it's so difficult to see, and why it's becoming a growing concern in Japanese society. So let's get started. The first question that comes to mind is, how big is the problem? Well, official numbers are limited. Japan's welfare system doesn't always define youth in unstable housing as homeless. Many teens sleep in internet cafés, karaoke boxes, or 24-hour restaurants, making them invisible in government counts. While the exact figures are uncertain, non-governmental organizations estimate that thousands of minors experience housing instability every year. These organizations work directly with homeless teens. They say that these young people are sometimes as young as 14 or 15 years old. But you might wonder, how can such a developed country have homeless teens? Well, the truth is, it happens everywhere. It's often linked to family abuse or neglect, LGBTQ+ rejection by family, poverty in low-income households, and runaways escaping strict or toxic home environments. Runaways make up a significant portion of homeless youth in Tokyo, and they choose the streets over difficult home lives. Next, how do homeless teens survive in Tokyo? You might picture them sleeping on the streets, and that's true for some. But a large number of homeless teens in Tokyo don't sleep outdoors. Instead, they become part of what's called the net café refugees, individuals who spend each night in small private booths at 24-hour internet cafés. Each booth usually contains a bed, a desk, a chair, a TV, and a Wi-Fi connection. It's a place where a person can hide away from the outside world and remain somewhat unnoticed. But you might ask, isn't there any help for these teens? Yes, but it's not easy for them to reach out. Why? Well, there's a social stigma surrounding homelessness in Japan. Many believe it's a result of personal failure or bad behavior rather than systemic issues or unfortunate circumstances. This stigma results in shame, silence, and a lack of political will to address the problem. As a result, teens often hesitate to seek help, wanting to protect their pride or fearing being separated from their friends. But what's the impact of this on their daily lives? When they do seek help, homeless teens might face barriers like fear of the police, distrust of adults, or lack of identification or a fixed address. These challenges make it harder for them to access essential services and support. Many of them miss school regularly or drop out entirely, which limits their future opportunities. So how does teen homelessness affect education in Tokyo? It's a significant issue. In Japan, children are not required by law to attend school until they turn 16. After that, they can be considered an adult. However, many parents encourage their kids to attend high school. So while it's not mandatory, dropping out is not common. When it does happen, it's often due to bullying, stress, or family issues. For homeless teens, attending school regularly is already difficult. They might change schools often or move between prefectures, making it challenging to integrate into a new environment and maintain consistent academic progress. On top of that, they have to deal with additional challenges like lack of school supplies, irregular attendance, and insufficient nutrition. These issues combined can lead to poor academic performance. When it comes to getting help, the child welfare system in Japan is supposed to protect those under 18 experiencing abuse or neglect at home. However, for runaway teens, this system can be hard to navigate. Many fear being returned home to the situation they escaped or sent to an institution, which could separate them from their friends or force them to reveal their identity. Consequently, they might slip through the cracks, becoming legally independent but socially unsupported. Next, let's talk about survival. How do homeless teens cope on the streets? Most don't have regular incomes, so they might rely on odd jobs, unpaid labor, or, sadly, prostitution to survive. Injokasai, compensated dating, is still a risk for teenage girls despite efforts to crack down on it. This involves young people entering relationships with older individuals for money or gifts. It's a form of survival sex where teens exchange company or sexual favors for financial support. Sadly, homeless teens are vulnerable to exploitation and might find themselves working in dangerous situations. Some fall into the hands of traffickers or gangs who take advantage of their vulnerability. The fear of the police, distrust of adults, and lack of ID or address make it harder for these teens to seek help. What about after dark, when the streets are less crowded? That's when the dangers seem to multiply. Safety becomes a major concern. Many homeless teens try to avoid being alone at night, staying in internet cafés, karaoke rooms, or convenience stores to feel safer. But as we mentioned earlier, these places aren't safe either. There's no privacy, limited security, and the constant threat of being robbed or harassed. Plus, it's expensive to stay there all night. So what can be done to help these teens in Tokyo? Well, thankfully, several organizations are working to support homeless youth. One example is Collabo, a nonprofit founded in 2017. They run a 24/7 phone line offering consultation and temporary financial aid for food or transportation. They also organize events connecting youth with employment opportunities. Another organization is YSC Global School. They operate a free school offering academic support and counseling to homeless youth. Their dedicated teachers help students catch up on their studies and prepare for exams, while counselors provide emotional support and guidance. There's also Tino Hira no Kai, a group that has been supporting homeless youth since 1993. They offer meals, temporary housing, counseling, and legal aid. Some of these organizations also provide educational support and re-entry programs for teens who dropped out of school. There are even safe spaces for LGBTQ+ youth who have nowhere else to turn. However, these groups face challenges. Many operate with limited funding and rely heavily on donations and volunteers. So what can you do to help raise awareness? By sharing their stories, we can shed light on their struggles and promote empathy and understanding. Listen and be empathetic. Try to understand their experiences and perspectives without judgment. Donate if possible. Financial contributions can help organizations providing essential services to homeless youth. Volunteer your time. If you have extra time, consider volunteering at local shelters or support groups. Your time and effort can make a difference. As we conclude this video, remember that homeless teens in Tokyo are not just statistics or stories in the news. They are young people facing incredible challenges. By raising awareness and showing support, we can help create a better future for them. Let's work together to build a society that cares for its youngest members, ensuring that no teenager has to face the harsh realities of homelessness alone. I hope this video was helpful and informative. Let us know what you think about the situation of homeless teens in Tokyo, and thank you for joining me on this important topic. Till next time, bye.